Row 1 is the Peninsula Corridor, Row 2 is Central Valley Corridor, and Row 3 is the Southern Cal Corridor, the Anaheim to Burbank. The next column over is the type column, so we're looking at service type that could be offered, and when we talk about service, we talk about the summary of trains per hour during peak. And the next is cost, the cost for that scenario. Finally, then on scenario 1, is the how the system exists today with the service that's provided today. So in NorCal, you have 5 Caltrain trains running per hour per direction during peak. In the Central Valley, there's the San Joaquins, which are running up and down the Central Valley at half a train at peak per direction, or 7 trains per day. On Southern Cal, then you have primarily the Metrolink system with 0.5 express trains, 3 regional trains for 3.5 service trains per hour per direction. So that's what exists today. In scenario 2, then, there are investments being made. Yes, do you have a question, sir?
Yeah, this is a little hard to read for people who are not deeply enmeshed in this sort of thing. So 7 trains per day, okay, I'm sorry, per day, and in Southern California, you're looking at 3.5 trains per day or hour?
That's during peak time per hour per direction.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, great. On scenario 2, then, there are investments being made today along the 3 corridors. In the NorCal corridor, there is the electrification project, which is providing overhead catenary systems and solutions so they can eventually transition from diesel to electric trains. Of course, in the Central Valley, it's the ongoing California High-Speed Rail construction project. And then in Southern California, there's some SCORE funding, which is being put into place in Southern California at around $900 million, and it's actually then bringing the system up and upgrading the system. Also, the bookend projects are invested in scenario 2.
Mark,
yes, Brian.
I just want to be clear with the board members on scenario 2. Scenario 2 includes not just the existing funds that the entities have or funds that they are bringing to improved service, but for example, in the Peninsula Corridor, that scenario 2 includes Caltrain's federal and investments that we are bringing to the electrification of the Caltrain service. That's about on the order of $713 million that we are bringing to that service today under scenario 2. And then down below, not us, but for the Southern California corridor, the State Transportation Agency last year awarded, mostly out of SB1 funds, awarded about $876 million for improvements on the corridor down there. So that scenario 2 includes both dollars they have plus state dollars they've already received either through us